Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Dakota, the place where we peel back the curtain on the financial world. And today we're diving into a report that has got some interesting votes and decisions from Lantern Pharma Incorporated. So on the 19th of September of last year, Lantern Pharma held their big annual meeting of stockholders, basically where the company owners get together to vote on important stuff. This filing is a Form 8K, which is like a public announcement for big events that happen at a company. It is not your typical quarterly update, but rather for key happenings. Alright, let's get into what actually happened at this meeting for Lantern Pharma Incorporated. They had a few main things on the agenda. First up, they needed to elect 6 people to their board of directors. These are the folks who steer the ship for the company, and they were voted in to serve until next year's meeting. Then there was a vote to approve repricing some stock options. Now, this might sound a bit technical, but think of stock options like a coupon to buy company stock at a set price. Repricing means changing that set price, often to make those options more valuable if the stock price hasn't gone up as much as hoped. This particular vote was about options given out under their 2018 plan. And finally, they asked the stockholders to approve or ratify the choice of EisnerAmper LLP as their main accounting firm for the year. This is pretty standard procedure to make sure everything is being checked by an outside party. Now let's look at the actual voting results for those director elections. For Donald Jeff Keyser, there were 2,213,848 votes in favour, 32,958 withheld, and a whopping 5189274 broken non-votes. Panasharma also got a solid vote of confidence with 2,212,199 for 34,607 withheld, and the same 5,189,274 broken non-votes. Vijay Chandru saw 2,202,401 votes for 44,405 withheld, and again 5,189,274 broken non-votes. Maria Maxakini received 2,214,833 votes in favour, 31,973 withheld, and that familiar 5,189,274 in broken non-votes. Liti Shalap got 2,213,670 votes for 33,136 withheld, and 5,189,274 broken non-votes. And David S. Silberstein had 2,213,088 votes for 33,718 withheld, and 5,189,274 broken non-votes. So, what is the big deal with these broken non-votes? Basically, when your shares are held by a broker, like in a retirement account, the broker might not get specific instructions on how to vote on every single issue. They can vote on routine matters, but for things like director elections or executive compensation, they need a specific instruction from the actual shareholder. If they don't get one, they can vote those shares on those specific proposals, and those are counted as broken non-votes. In this case, it looks like a significant portion of shares didn't have explicit voting instructions for the director seats. All the directors were elected, so despite the broken non-votes, they secured enough support. Now, about that stock option repricing, the stockholders voted on this, and it passed. We saw 1,458,333 votes in favour for the repricing. Against it were 758,870 votes, with 29,603 abstaining. And again, 5189274 were broken non-votes. This means a majority of the votes cast, excluding those abstentions and broken non-votes, were in favour of repricing those options. This usually indicates management's desire to keep key employees motivated by making their stock options more appealing, especially if the stock price hasn't performed as expected. Then we have the approval of EisnerAmper LLP. This is like saying yes, that they are the company auditors for 2025. The numbers here show strong support with 736,5922 votes in favour, only 43,732 against, and 26,426 abstentions. Importantly, there were no broken non-votes on this item, suggesting it is seen more as a routine matter where brokers are more likely to have general instructions, or that shares held by brokers were voted in accordance with such. This high level of approval for the auditors is a good sign of confidence in the company's financial oversight. Oh, and one more quick check. Lantern Pharma Incorporated is indeed an emerging growth company and has chosen not to use the extended transition period for new accounting standards. This means they'll be sticking to the newer accounting rules sooner rather than later, which could mean their financial reporting might look a bit different compared to companies that opt for the extended period. The report is signed by David R. Margrave, the Chief Financial Officer. This filing was made on the 23rd of September 2025. Now, looking at Lantern Pharma Incorporated from a higher level based on this filing, what is the story here? The company is confirming its leadership team by re-electing its directors. The vote on re-pricing stock options suggests a focus on employee retention and making equity incentives attractive, which is often a concern in fast-paced industries like pharma. The strong ratification of their auditors highlights a commitment to transparent financial reporting. The high number of broken non-votes on the director elections and option repricing points to many shareholders holding their stock through brokers and perhaps not actively participating in every single vote. This doesn't necessarily mean disapproval, but it does mean that the actual voting strength comes from those shareholders who did provide specific instructions. The fact that they are an emerging growth company is also worth noting, as it provides them with some flexibility in financial reporting, but they opted to adopt new standards early, which suggests a proactive approach to compliance and potentially a desire to present their financials in a more current light. Overall, this report shows a company moving forward with its governance and incentive structures, garnering mostly positive votes on key decisions. The main risk or opportunity here, as with many pharma companies, lies in the success of their pipeline and drug development, which isn't detailed in this specific filing, but is the underlying driver of their stock value and the decisions being made here. They are navigating the corporate governance side of things effectively, but the real test will be in their scientific and commercial achievements. Alright, that is our breakdown of Lantern Pharma Incorporated latest filing. What is your take on these shareholder votes and what they signal for the company, future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribing ensures you don't miss our future deep dives. Don't forget to check out our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions and direct access to the team. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.